notes right here for 2 of these books, but not for this book. Oh yeah, it's a book video. I haven't done this in I don't know how long. So, yeah. I have notes, so I'm like, oh, this is what happened, because there's a lot of stuff happened in these 2 books. Yeah. And I'm not saying nothing happened in this book, okay? But I seen the movie. I'm telling you guys what I liked about each of these books and what I didn't like about the books, because yeah. Which one should I start with? This one, okay. On a quiet street, and I have a good amount of notes, and I'm trying not to show you guys. I'm not gonna say the characters' names because that will give it away. This person found emails and texts that this person was cheating on blank with blank. So-and-so thinks blank might have probably done something to somebody. Blank is not a good person. Blank is now hiding in the car. This person was in a really, really bad relationship. It was really abusive. I think the person that this person was with made them change their name because this was not their name, and then when they got free from this person, they finally said, oh, this is not my name, this is my name, you know? And the other people were like, what? That's your name? Yeah. And this, if you've been in a domestic toxic violence relationship, I don't know, because I'm just putting that out there because it talks stuff like, you know, what this person does to this person, and I don't know if it kind of might be like graphic, so I'm just putting that, so if someone is listening to like, oh, this and this, this person's not a good person, it also has that in here, some abusive and not good, this person's not a good person, what it's doing to this female, yeah, just, yeah. The police went to Blank's house and they think it has something to do with blank, but it turns out it was not even. They just did it because somebody was doing research with that person, and then they checked, and then okay, everything's good, but it turns out it was someone else, and stuff got crazier, and I'm like, oh. And that person was actually cheating, and the police were not there because he was cheating. They were there for other investigation. Blank was hiding, and Blank brought her to some guest house. Yeah. And Blank stayed with at Blank's house. Who wouldn't want to live in Brighton Hills, this exclusive community, the Oregon coast, and the perfect mix of luxury and natural beauty? Stunning houses nestled beneath the mighty Douglas firs, and lush backgrounds roll down to a lake front. It's the kind of place where neighbors look out for one another, sometimes a little too closely. And then this person finds out that her husband is cheating, like I said, but I'm not saying their names because I want you guys to like read the book, and I don't want to give the characters names. I don't want to say their names if you have not read the book. And then somebody lost their son because of something that happened, and then they thought it was this person that it did it, but it turns out it was someone else. And then you would not expect it was that person. Yeah. The way it ended, it was, I'll give it like a 5. It wasn't bad, but I feel like it should have been more. But I think, no. Hold up. This female was in a really, really toxic relationship. This female in this book, this female was in a really toxic relationship, and then these other females tried to help her get out of it, and then some other stuff was happening with these other females. So like this one guy was cheating with this female, and then this other female was trying to do some investigation with this guy to see like what's going on with him, why is he lying to my friend, and why is he doing this, blah blah. And then turns out he was lying to her, and she was believing her husband. Like, and then at the end, it got good, and I don't want to spoil anything else because oh my god. As soon as so let me let you guys guess. What do you think what it means when it says don't let her stay? It was a husband and wife and their daughter. She's a month old, I think. I don't know how many months she was. And they lived in this, I think it was a big house, acres and acres away. Like they have a lot of land. And then the husband had been married previously before he married this lady, and the one that he has a baby with now. Daughter is making the wife sound crazy and making the husband also think she's crazy, and he's only going in the daughter's side, and he's like, oh, she's a sweetheart, there's nothing wrong with her, there's nothing wrong. Like, are you kidding me right now? And then she says her birthday is on a Friday, but then the day before, she says, no, my birthday's on a Saturday, tell my friends, I'm gonna tell them it's on a Saturday, I'm gonna, blah, 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 you know, it's on a Saturday. Remember that, guys, remember? And then the next day, she says, what are you talking about? I told you it's on a Friday. And then the husband, you know what he says? Yeah, what are you talking about? Are you going crazy? Because her mom, the wife's mom, said, because her mom was crazy, kind of. So he was thinking like she was not remembering and stuff. But they were telling her it was on a Saturday, not a Friday, and then she had to change everything, and then she was supposed to babysit her little sister, but she was nowhere to be seen in the house. Like, she was gone. And she used her bike, and she never asked her if she could use her bike. Oh, and she was acting, the older sister, she was acting really, really weird with the baby. Like, how she was holding her, she would just hold her like this. And then at the end, I didn't really like the end. I'll give it like a 5. I didn't like it because how it ends, they go to some elder lady's house, and how the elder lady said like how crazy the daughter is and blah blah blah, but then the daughter's in the house. They're just like, oh, you guys want whatever, like, you know. I'm like, how it ended, it should have ended with something like, oh my god, it didn't, you know, but it didn't. Oh my god. So like a 5 or a 4 with this one. This one, a 5. Last one, Elio and oh my god, Oliver. This is Elio, this is Oliver. If you don't know, I don't know this guy. But Timothy, if you've seen him in that Chocolate Factory movie, that one, Call Me By Your Name, Little Woman, that's Timothy Chalamet. So, this I would give it a 10 because it's really good how it was written. I like how they described how they loved each other, but then all of a sudden they just drift apart. I've seen a bunch of people record themselves when they finish this book. They start bawling their eyes out. Maybe they are emotional people. Apparently I'm not, because I didn't cry. It didn't make me feel like it didn't make me cry. For some reason it did. But yeah, this is 10 out of 10. I would recommend, if you saw the movie and you love the movie. I remember watching the movie, I'm like, what is he doing? And then I read the book, I'm like, oh, that's what he's doing. Okay. I get it. No more. I don't need any more information. Okay, I get it. That's what. The books that I rated, the 3 books, I thought I would have more books, but no, it's just 3. Yep, I like these 3 books, and I hope you enjoy the video. These 3 books. Call Me By Your Name, 10 out of 10. I love how it was written. I love how they talked about wanting each other in the peach. You know, I'm not gonna describe that. Just read the book. Just read the book. The movie's not gonna explain it, because the movie's gonna be like, you gotta read. If you want to know why is he doing it, and then you're like, oh my god. Don't let her stay. Don't let her stay. The daughter hasn't spoken to her father since the day he married the wife 2 years ago. But with the arrival of the baby sister, the sister wants to make peace. You have to read and find out if she actually wants to make peace, guys. Does the sister want to make peace, or does she want to have revenge? Does she want to do something bad? Or does she want something good to come out of this? You have to read. I've already spoiled it with some of the things. This it's the next day, and I'm going to be talking about this a little bit more because I feel like I didn't really talk that much yesterday. I think he was scared to be in love with Oliver because he was a boy, he was male, and during that time, I think it was the 80s. I don't know when, but Oliver he has a full-on family. He got married, he has a wife. He told Elio this. He has 2 boys. I feel like if it wasn't, I don't know how they worded it, but I feel like people were staring at them because it's 2 men, and people probably sense like there's some chemistry going on, but they didn't say anything. Maybe they did. They loved each other. Elio really loved him, but I think Oliver was scared to be in love with him, to show his true feelings. He did show his true feelings. He showed everything, but I think he was just scared. I don't think Elio did not go to New York with him. He went to some other part in the world, of course, but he did not go to New York because I think he has family in New York, Oliver. But Elio. And then all of a sudden, Elio meets him a couple years later, and Oliver is a professor at some college. I don't know in Italy where Elio lives, or I don't know if it's somewhere in Europe. He didn't recognize him for a second, and then all of a sudden he knew who he was, and then he remembers where they used to walk at, remember all the memories. I think Oliver was scared to be committed in a relationship. One, because it was two men, you know, Elio and Oliver, them two. During that time, it wasn't really open. Probably a lot of homophobic during that time in the 80s. And they both loved each other. I think Oliver married a woman to be like a straight man or something, you know. But deep down, I think he still will always remember Elio. I don't know how you pronounce it, his name. Elio, I think he'll always have something in his heart for Elio. And yes, he got married and he has 2 boys, and then the internet said maybe he was bisexual or maybe this, but I'm like, how do you just leave somebody like that? You have this whole chemistry, and then all of a sudden you tell Elio you're married and stuff. Like, Elio really loved Oliver very, very much. Yeah, 1983, so it was probably a lot of homophobics during that time. Yes, there's always going to be homophobics, but it was not as open as it is now with LGBTQ plus and a lot of people posting whatever on social media, being who they are. There is not a lot of that. Crazy to think about LGBTQ. It was always around BC time, AD time, ancient time, Egyptian time. Like, there's always LGBT, and people don't want to see that, but they always been around. This is still a 10 out of 10, but I prefer the movie. But if you want to read it, if you like to read, then watch movie first, then read this to have it like make more sense than watching it. Because when I watched it, I'm like, why is he eating the peach? Why did they break up? Why is he crying? What's going on? What happened? So read this to give it like, oh, this makes more sense of why this is happening and why this and this and this. Yeah. So read this. This will make more sense, and then watch the movie. And tell me what you think. And I don't stand any homophobics, because it's just it's just people being who they are. Like, why can people be who they are and express how they are? You know? I just don't get it. We are in the day and age, whatever day and age, it doesn't matter what year it is. Let people be who they are. Like, if a straight person, no one says nothing to a straight person. But once it's a person that's not straight, everyone's like, ew, ew, that's so gross. You know, like whatever people say, the homophobics. I'm like, why? Why is it a big deal to you? Why does it bother you so much?